The long-awaited Hexi expansion is scheduled to launch tomorrow on March 6th for the global servers, and as a CN server veteran who has played through the whole expansion, I wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of the storyline, bosses, new weapons and martial arts, as well as some important things to keep an eye out for as you step into the vast desert plains of Jade Gate Pass. Let's start with the storyline, because if you went in expecting a continuation of the search for Aunt Han, you're out of luck, since Hexi is a completely separate timeline that is based on real historic events. We get to travel back in time through a dream and experience the events of almost 100 years of Tibetan occupation of the Hexi corridor from the perspectives of 4 groups of characters from all walks of life as they search for the road back to Chang'an, the ancient capital of China and the home in their hearts. If you are a fan of ancient Chinese history and rich storytelling, you're gonna love this expansion as the devs have really upped the game with the cinematic storytelling. But if that's not your thing, you can still enjoy the improved combat, fight new bosses and explore the beautiful landscape while you wait for the Hidden Mountains expansion to carry on your search for Aunt Han. As we step through the giant wall painting in Qinchuan, we're first introduced to the story of Burlap Sack, the first of the 4 mini-stories that are loosely tied together to form the overall narrative of the expansion. As we progress through the story in Jade Gate Pass, we will eventually encounter our first campaign boss fight, the legendary General Guo Xin. This man and his army defended the Anxi Protectorate from the Tibetan Empire for over 40 years, in total isolation with 0 reinforcements as they were completely surrounded by the Tibetans. Yeah, this guy is a total badass. Fun fact, the soldiers that you summon with the new mobile martial art that's paired with the Hendao are actually ghosts of the soldiers in his army. Aside from Guo Xin, we'll also get a new world boss called the Wandering Ark, which features a completely different kind of boss fight than what we have experienced so far. This is a running theme of this expansion, as many of the boss fights in the 3 regions of Hexi all have very unique and interesting mechanics, as well as stunning cutscenes that are definitely a step above what we've experienced so far in Qinghe and Kaifeng. There are 3 regions in total for the Hexi expansion, all featuring totally different landscapes and visual styles. The first region of Jade Gate Pass, to be released on March 6th, is a vast desert, and with its release, we finally get access to the long-awaited Flute Mystic skill, which is by far the best AoE in the game. Make sure you pick this one up as soon as you have progressed enough of the main story to unlock free exploration of Jade Gate Pass. The NPC to unlock this Mystic skill is located here. Simply speak to him and play through the music minigame, and he will give you a new quest that requires you to play the flute at 3 separate locations in the southern part of the map. Once you're done, simply head back to the NPC and you will unlock the Mystic skill. On top of that, we will also get access to Bamboocut Dust, which is a new path that utilizes the umbrella with rope dart to deal massive AoE damage while also being a top tier choice for single target. It's a fun and simple build which revolves around throwing and catching your umbrella in a rhythmic way before swapping to the rope dart and going into melee while you wait for the cooldown to come back up. This build is very satisfying to play, and I'm definitely considering swapping over to it after the patch drops. While we're only getting Jade Gate Pass in the first update, we should be getting the next 2 areas of Liangzhou and Qinchuan in subsequent releases around a month apart. Liangzhou is a snowy mountain region where you acquire some of the inner ways for the Hengdao, so I think it's safe to say we'll get the Hengdao along with Liangzhou update sometime in April. Also, if you're a newer player that still needs to max your 4 main inner ways, definitely make sure you check out the merchant in the center of Liangzhou who sells a lot of inner way notes that you can recycle for book plates. The final area in Hexi is called Qinchuan, which features a grassy highlands aesthetic with changing seasons, which I think is a nice touch to keep players from getting visual fatigue as you explore around. You can change the seasons manually from the map menu, or you can let the game do it for you automatically. Bear in mind that certain quests can only be picked up or completed in specific seasons, adding an extra layer of complexity to exploration. If you're into chess puzzles, there's also an NPC which offers you a very fun puzzle in Qinchuan, so make sure you check it out as you explore around. I'm also slightly on the fence about whether I should make a guide on Chinese chess, so if you guys would like me to make that guide, drop a comment below to let me know. Aside from the content updates, we will also be getting a lot of performance and stability optimizations, as well as inventory management updates to keep your inventory clean and organized. Of course, a lot more content like this will follow soon surrounding the expansion, as well as more in-depth guides on different mechanics within the game, which I know you guys really enjoy. So if you want to stay up to date, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and activate the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.